Hello everybody, getting ready to do Algebra 2 1.8 Part 2 today of Algebra 2 Math. And we have a 24-point skill sheet today for classwork. And then we have a 0 points for note-taking today. Use the quadratic formula and the discriminant. Today's lesson. Example 2 here. So to solve this here, solve an equation with one real solution. How would we solve a quadratic in this form here? This is the original, and then we're going to write this in standard form. So we're going to bring this over here, and then this over here as well. And we get 25x squared minus 30x plus 9 when we move everything over to the left side. 0 on the right side. And then we're going to use our quadratic formula here to plug in our values into our quadratic formula. A equals 25, B equals negative 30, and C equals 9 down here. And we come up with this once we simplify it. We have 30 plus or minus the square root of 0 over 50. And then that reduces to 3 over 5 as our solution for x. And then we have a graph here that shows 3 over 5 or 0.6 as our solution here. And it is like, I guess, tangent, or it intersects the x-axis at 0.6 would be our solution there. Okay, in our guided practice, we're going to solve this. Students, pay attention so you can do your independent practice here. Okay, for a guided practice, there's our quadratic. We're going to combine like terms. We're going to bring this over here, and then bring this over here as well. And then we have 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. We're going to use a quadratic formula now to solve this quadratic. We plug in our values, and we get this expression here, negative 12 plus or minus radical negative 12 squared minus 4ac is 4 times 4 times 9, all over 2 times. And that simplifies to 12 plus or minus radical 0 over 8, which is 3 over 2. Solution is 3 over 2. There was the shot there of a graphing calculator of that solution. Solve an equation with imaginaries now. There is our quadratic, and we're going to write it in standard form. We're going to bring our 5 over to the left hand side. We get this expression. So we're going to plug it in to a quadratic formula. And then we get this simplified in negative 4 plus or minus a radical negative 4 over negative 2. And then this simplifies to negative 4 plus or minus 2i over negative 2. And then after we factor in our negative 2 into our numerator, we get x equals 2 plus or minus I as our solution. So 2 plus I and 2 minus I would be our solution. These would be imaginary solutions here. And this is what the graph looks like for this quadratic here. It does not intersect our real axis. And then, so the original equation has no reals. The algebraic check for the imaginary solution. We plug in our solutions back into the original quadratic, and it does end up checking out that way. Okay, into our next guided practice. Use the quadratic formula to solve this equation. Students, pay attention. This is your independent practice here. Guided practice. So there's our original expression. We're going to put it in standard form now. We're going to bring this over to this side as well as our 3. So we have negative 5x squared plus 5x and minus 7 here in this case here. We're going to put these values into our quadratic formula. We plug in our values here. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And we get this expression here. We simplify those numbers, and we get negative 5 plus or minus radical negative 115 all over negative 10. And this negative, we're taking a radical of a negative, becomes, we pull out our negative 1, negative 5 plus or minus I times radical 115 over negative 10. And then we factor out our negative 1's here. Then we have negative 5 plus or minus I times radical 115 over 10. That becomes this here. We're going to leave it at that. So solutions are 5 plus I times radical 115 over 10 and 5 minus I times radical 115 over 10. And that is lesson 1.8 part 2. Part 3 is available here, as well as worksheets and quizzes and solution PowerPoints for your homework, as well as for your tests and quizzes. Thank you.